Right now, in the far north of our planet, the temperature has fallen to 50 degrees below zero. The wind is screaming across the ice at 60 miles an hour. The sun disappeared below the horizon weeks ago, and it will not return for 2 more months. By every rule we understand about life, nothing should be able to survive out here. And yet, somewhere in that darkness, something is moving. This is the Arctic in the depth of winter, the most punishing environment that any animal on Earth has ever learned to call home. The creatures that live here don't just tolerate the cold. Over thousands of generations, they have rewritten the basic rules of biology to defeat it. And every one of them is playing the same deadly game. Hold on to your body heat or die. Start with the most famous resident of all, the polar bear. Underneath that iconic white coat lies a layer of pure black skin, evolved to soak up every available scrap of sunlight. And the fur itself isn't actually white. Each strand is a hollow, transparent tube that scatters light and traps a warm cushion of air against the body. The insulation is so complete that a polar bear barely registers on a thermal camera. It is almost invisible to heat. A fully grown male can swim for days in water that would kill a human in minutes, then step out, shake once, and be dry. But raw insulation is only one strategy. The Arctic fox takes another. As the first snows arrive, its brown summer coat falls away, replaced by a dense white one, the warmest fur of any mammal alive. It can curl up and sleep in the open at 70 degrees below zero without so much as a shiver. And when prey vanishes beneath the snow, it doesn't dig blindly. It listens. Those oversized ears can lock onto the heartbeat of a single lemming moving through tunnels under 3 feet of snow. Then it rises up and dives, head first, punching down through the surface to strike a target it never even saw. Some animals don't fight the cold at all. They surrender to it completely. The Arctic ground squirrel performs a trick that should be impossible. As it hibernates, it allows the fluid inside its body to drop below the freezing point of water, down to nearly 27 degrees Fahrenheit without ever turning to ice. This heartbeat slows to a single beat per minute. For weeks at a time, it exists in a state that sits right on the knife edge between living and dead. And then, in spring, it simply warms itself back up and walks away as if nothing had happened. Out on the frozen sea, the ringed seal faces a very different problem. It has to breathe air, but the entire ocean above it has hardened into a solid ceiling of ice. So it builds its own lifelines. Using the heavy claws on its front flippers, it carves and maintains a network of breathing holes through ice that can be 6 feet thick, scraping each one open again and again, all winter long, so it never freezes shut. These holes are the difference between life and death. Let a single one seal over at the wrong moment, and there is no backup plan. Not every survivor runs or hides. The musk ox simply refuses to yield. Wrapped in a coat of wool 8 times warmer than a sheep's, a herd will stand out in the open through blizzards that last for days. When wolves close in, they don't scatter. They form a wall, horns facing outward, calves tucked safely behind, and they hold that line against everything the Arctic can throw at them. And the wolves themselves are no less remarkable, ranging dozens of miles across the ice in the dark, hunting animals far larger than themselves, in a place where a single failed hunt can mean starvation. Above it all moves one of the Arctic's most efficient hunters, the snowy owl. Its feathers run all the way down to the tips of its toes, and it can spot the faint movement of prey against a blank field of white from hundreds of yards away. It flies in near total silence, its wings muffled so completely that its target never hears it coming. In a world stripped of cover, where there is nowhere to hide, becoming invisible and silent is the only edge that matters. And surviving the cold is only half of the challenge. There is also the dark. For months on end, there is no sunrise and no sunset, just a long blue twilight, and then nothing at all. So these animals navigate by starlight, by the ghostly green glow of the aurora, and by senses we are only beginning to understand. The reindeer can actually see ultraviolet light, completely invisible to us. And in that spectrum, the fur of a stalking wolf and the lichen buried in the snow both light up sharply against an endless gray field, turning an impossible landscape into a readable map. Underneath all of these wildly different strategies runs a single, ruthless equation. In the Arctic, heat is the only currency that matters, and every animal is fighting the exact same war, to keep more warmth than the environment can steal. A rounded body loses less heat than a slender one. Short ears, short legs, compact shapes, thick fur, each one buys a few more precious degrees. Every silhouette you see out here has been sculpted by the cold across countless generations, until the animal and the winter became two halves of a single design. We like to imagine the Arctic as empty, a blank, frozen wasteland where nothing happens and nothing lives. But it is in truth one of the most finely tuned arenas of survival anywhere on the planet. A place where the line between life and death can come down to a single breath, a single degree, a single missed heartbeat in the snow. These animals don't simply endure the harshest winter on Earth. They have mastered it, and almost no one will ever see how. If this pulled you in, there is an entire world of these stories waiting for you, and that video is on the screen right now. If you made it all the way to the end, you are exactly the kind of person this channel was built for. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.